the question that we're talking about today is, can you attract women by just standing there? Okay. And the reason I pose this as a question is because I want to, help foster the mindset that this kind of stuff is possible, not easy, but possible. And if you're struggling a lot with women and shyness and confidence, this is going to be really hard. If you are more confident in general with people and or with women, this is easier. But the main problem, no matter who we are as guys, whether we're the shy introverts or gregarious extroverts, who both have problems with women and everybody in between, by the way, no matter where you are on that spectrum, okay, that the idea is to make this process, right, as easy as possible and to integrate it into your life. However you want to do that, whether you want to just see women casually or whether you want to find the right woman for you, the right relationship, supportive relationship that's, you're attracted to her, she's attracted to you, inside and out, all of that. And so, the idea here, give me 1 second. I just want to make sure it's not on my main page. It's not. It's just in the group. Cool. So, the idea here is that, especially with, online dating, the way it's seemed to have gone these days, just harder and harder for guys because women are so inundated by so many guys, right? And a lot of D-bags. It's hard to filter through it all. And that's why if you have watched, many of you have come to see my Attraction on Command webinar, it is about doing it the old-fashioned way in person, okay? So to answer this question quickly, and then we'll get into some depth here of, can I attract women by just standing there? Well, yes, you can, but it's a yes and no answer, okay? And the reason being is that the more, everything starts with mindset. The more that you believe that you're a sexy mofo with the mojo, the more that comes out in your vibe, the more that comes out in the way you stand in your body language, okay? All these fixes about stand this way and that, do they have an impact? Yeah, but if you're not really believing it, knowing it from the inside out, it doesn't come across as natural, okay? It doesn't come across as at ease. Now, the deal with this is, the problem with a really, say, shy guy is that he isn't interacting with people in general too much. And that's a big problem. The good thing about a shy guy is he has a natural mystery. The extrovert is more engaging with people. And so that creates an approachability, right? Whereas the shy introvert, because not all introverts are shy, but tend to be. And these days, my clients, guys that come to work with me, at first I focused only on the shy introvert. And then I started getting guys that were extroverted coming to me, generally with neediness problems, over pursuing, over chasing problems, right? Let me shut off this little thing there, make it a little clearer. By the way, got a little hat hair, was at the gym, moved into a new apartment, so I also have been a little more scarce from this group. I've been moving and doing all kinds of things, helping clients and all that, along with moving and all that. So these are two general categories that I've seen, guys. The shy introvert, who they can get attraction from women, but then there's no connection going on because they're too shy, or their social skills suck in general with people, not only in talking to and approaching women. And then the extroverted guys, sometimes they do have problems with just talking to women confidence, but they can talk to everybody else. And that happens quite frequently too, but not with people. And the shy guy will have various kind of, confidence issues with people, with women, et cetera, and so forth. And then every guy can have neediness issues, right? And over pursuing issues. So the thing with just standing there and attracting her is, one, what's your level of self-belief and what kind of psychological baggage you have that would get in the way of that, which is a big part of what has to happen sometimes. Guy has to clear out his psychological baggage, a lot of times from the past, emotional stuff, family stuff, wife stuff, ex-wife stuff, girlfriend stuff, childhood stuff, teenager, whatever, right? And there's that, but then there's also, the fact that if a woman sees you socially engaging with people, she's going to notice that. That's just a natural attraction factor besides mindset, right? Just that alone. It's not the only thing, but it makes a huge difference on, is this guy approachable and safe, intriguing, he seems to be knowing and talking to a bunch of people, all this kind of stuff, right? So if you're standing there and she might come over approach and you haven't done anything, but you've also been contributing value to the world around you, which I'm a big, big proponent of. Okay. That's why I say, like in my webinar, be the king, not the hunter. Okay. Can you get results being the hunter? Sure. But it's creepy. It's needy. It's not very, it doesn't really contribute to the world, in terms of energy and vibe. And there's a whole lot, tons of benefits to being the king that I cover in my webinar. You can watch that, including generating a magnetism, right? So yes, could you walk into a place and stand there and a girl approach you? Yeah. Your mindset has to be super high level and strong for that to happen, right? And your mindset should always be improved and strengthened, right? To believe in yourself, that you have that right? See yourself as the sexy guy, like I say in my webinar, right? And there's many, many ways to do it. Many ways to do it. All across the board, right? To change your mindset, tons of psychology books and approaches, and yada, 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 yada. But just by being social, right? That makes you more approachable. So where if you're just standing there, then boom. Yeah, she could approach you. Okay. But if you, and here's the thing is one of the biggest problems that shy guys will have is the fact that they will say things like, I don't like small talk. I'm an introvert, which becomes an excuse, though it's true in terms of energy. I'm an introvert, by the way, guys. And that's also, it's a scale, introvert, extrovert. It's not just I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert. It's not like that's a scale. Okay. And ambivert's in the middle, right? And it's how we recharge our energy. It's not how shy or confident we are. It's not what introversion, extroversion is. But more introverts tend to be shy, less extroverts, because, right, introverts need to recharge energy alone and extroverts need to be around people. So an extrovert's going to need to get the frick out of the house around people because that is relaxing for them. As crazy as that sounds to most introverts, and vice versa. Now, I have met shy extroverts. They are rare, but they do exist. And usually they had some kind of psychological issue or challenge come up, something that happened, or only in certain situations, when they already know people or something. Take a little drink of my LaCroix over here. So, I love this flavor. So, anyways, I digress a little bit, but, all those things that are true about you, whatever your limits are, and I'm just giving the example of the shy introvert, that becomes a limiting belief and a conditioning. And it all can be changed. It's not that you're going to necessarily be the most gregarious extrovert, but you can. Like for me, I have a balance now. If I tested, I imagine I'd be on the introverted side of ambivert, which is halfway in between, right? But I've definitely moved on the spectrum because I've worked and changed my psychology and my brain wiring and all that stuff, my subconscious, that if I'm at home alone too much and work, because I can work and read and just entertain myself for days on end. I can do that and I love it. But then I start to go, something doesn't feel right here. I like being around people, right? When I used to hate it or used to be nervous, around people, especially people I didn't know. So again, this is all about reconditioning yourself to be the guy that, yes, you could just stand there and women would approach. And then there's a leveling up, and it might start out if no women approach you, then, some women approach you, but you're not really attracted to them. That's okay. That's a level up from before, right? This isn't about going all the way to the most beautiful women are attracting me and I'm just standing there, right? And there's a lot more to it than that. So is that possible? Yes. But again, like all I've covered and said in here, there are different factors at play. But one of the weirdest things that I've learned about this stuff, guys, okay, is that the more that you believe it and feel it in terms of embodying it, the more that comes true. And it comes true in subtle ways, in the way that you'll just look at a woman and she'll look at you and she feels that you're that sexy guy. And because women have these freaking radars that really pick this up. And I've actually become quite good friends recently with a woman's dating coach who's very conscious and aware, which a lot of women aren't. It's like a lot of guys aren't. And she says, oh, you can feel it when a guy knows that he's good in the sack. He knows he's sexy. He knows, she said, you can just feel it immediately. Women pick it up. It's true. This isn't made up shit. Though it sounds made up and magical, it's real. Okay. But here's the thing. If your mindset's at a certain level, and I don't believe that, that's bullshit, you're skeptical. And also it's like, here's where your mindset's at, and all the stuff of how this, magnetic attraction works in higher levels and women senses your vibe is out here. You have a ceiling, but it's beyond your ceiling. So you can't even see it or believe it. And that's where your reality sits. And that's what you attract, for lack of a better term. And you're the common denominator. Okay. And so one of the things to always watch out for is if you're pointing your finger too much at your external reality and women, this and that, and yada, 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 that's a problem. That's what I call a disempowered, self-victimizing stance. Why does this always happen to me? The mind doesn't work that way. If you want to actually have personal power in this sense, and inner power, right? That turns into vibe, behavior, results that are more easy and effortless, because I'm all about, that's why this is effortless attraction. We want it to be integrated. I just spoke to a guy on the phone today who was younger guy, just got out of a relationship 3 months ago, and was, I want to do pickup artists and stuff. And I was like, I did that stuff, don't really recommend it. And it does work, but there's this is a different thing. This is about the lifestyle you want to create. And that's a particular lifestyle, one that I don't advocate or ever want to touch, even come close to again. But because it's needy, creepy pursuer route, even if they want to flip the script, they use it as a technique to get, and they're pursuing with non-pursuing or flip. Took me a long time to learn that, because I was one of those too. Even though I wasn't in pickup, I was needy, creepy pursuing, right? Even though I had left that world for years and years. And that's how deeply it got ingrained in my mindset, guys. And that's why I say, don't go deep into that shit. So that's what I have today. That pretty much covers this topic. And the reason I talked about it is I was looking at some old questions I got from some guys through the the email list that I have, that I think all of you are probably a part of. And one of it said, I just stand there as introvert, I listen a lot, and I don't interact. I'm like, yeah, well, it just kind of spawned this idea of this, can you stand there and just attract women? So if you're just coming to this broadcast, go back and listen to the beginning, because it's still live. I see some guys jumping in and out. And, there's, many angles to cover, many styles. No, not many styles, but, and right now I don't know what's holding you back personally. Mindset wise, you could feel pretty, good and have good results in dating, or you could be saying, I don't have good results in dating, and I want to learn how to do this type of thing where women do approach me, and I know the mindsets and skill sets, and really transform myself and change myself, and, I just want you to know that whatever piece that you're stuck on, I can personally help you. And so, if you want my help on taking a look at your specific situation, there it is. What you should do is go to coraconfidence.com/effortless. And, what we can do is talk about what's working, what's not working, where you're stuck, where you're thriving. And I can help you put together a step-by-step game plan to get to where you want to go, to whatever that outcome is you're looking for with women, right? In terms of confidence, attraction, but in terms of really, the life that you want, in terms of, you want to see a bunch of women casually, but be honest and authentic, right? I don't work any other way. I'm not about being the bad boy jerk, but the socially magnetic, sexy guy who is, likes to be giving to the world in that way and is a positive influence. And it's a super wonderful way to operate that I've, learned to do. There's always more levels to go, but I can't go back now. It's just so awesome and so beneficial for me. And I just get to feel good about who I am in all parts of my life, including women and dating. And I'm of the single and mingle ilk right now. Someday with the right lady, I'll get into the right relationship, but I'm having a lot of fun doing my own thing with, casual dating. And so, we'll talk about, where you're getting stuck, what needs to change, what's working, and, mindset, skill set. That's kind of how I like to break it down, because it all starts with you, right? My approach is you got to change you. You got to work on you, and not tricky techniques and tricks and manipulations, and help you overhaul if you're really not getting the results you want, or you're really stuck, or you're really shy, or you're not shy but you're really needy, or you're getting in the friend zone all the time, right? These are all the typical issues I get. So again, just go to coreconfidence.com/effortless. Totally free. Talk for an hour or so, a little more, a little less, depending. And my promise is to make it the best hour you ever spent on this stuff. Massive clarity and value and step-by-step game plan to, help you solve this. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking this out. Have a good one. Peace.